In this video, I'm basically going to show how to download and install VMware Workstation Player and then download and install Kali Linux. Just run a simple Google search for VMware Workstation Player. In our case, it's going to be the very first result. And we're going to select download now for Windows 64-bit because I'm running a 64-bit OS. And we'll wait for the download to finish. Once it finishes, we will next finish through the installer and then restart the computer when it's done. Now that VMware Workstation Player is installed, the next thing we're going to do is install Kali Linux. So we're going to do another simple Google search for download Kali Linux. Click the first option, and we're going to select the 64-bit ISO. We're going to use the Save As option. You can save it anywhere you want, just remember where it is. After Kali Linux finishes downloading, it's time to install it. So we're going to open up VMware Player, click on Player, File, and then New Virtual Machine. From here, we're going to select Installer Disk Image, and then click Browse, and we're going to browse to the ISO that we just downloaded in the previous step. Select that ISO and then click Open. Click Next. Linux is fine. Click Next. Name the VM what you want and select the location that you want to put it in. I usually put it in a VMs folder. Click Next, and on this screen we're going to specify the size of our virtual machine's hard drive. You shouldn't need more than 10 gigabytes for this, but I'm going to choose something larger because I plan to use it for other things later. Click Next and then click on Customize Hardware. Here we can choose how much RAM and how many CPU cores we want our virtual machine to have. You can't give it more than your actual physical computer has, so keep that in mind. If you don't know what to do here, just leave the defaults. That should be fine. Click Close and Finish to finish the configuration of your VM. Next, double-click the VM you just created. This will begin the actual installation of the operating system on your virtual machine. Select Graphical Install with the arrow keys and then press Enter. If prompted for software updates, go ahead and download and install. Select whatever you would like for your root password. I'm going to use tour, which is root backwards. Select Yes that you'd like to write the changes to the disk. Select Dev SDA as your bootloader installation device. Enter your username and password. In my case, it's root and then root backwards for the password. And with this, our installation is finished. However, we have the option to install VMware Tools, which allows us to get some special features, such as dynamic screen resolution and the ability to drag and drop files from the host to the VM. So go ahead and click Install VMware Tools at the bottom of the screen, double-click the CD that appears, and then drag this middle file onto the desktop. Double-click the newly created icon on the desktop and it will unzip into a folder. Next, we're going to open a command line and then browse to the directory where the VMware Tools installer exists. Type perl space vmware-installer.pl or whatever your installer's name happens to be, and then press enter. Accept the default values for all of the following prompts by pressing the enter key repeatedly. Notice after the VMware Tools installation is complete, we still can't have a dynamic resolution. We can fix this by rebooting our VM. Type reboot and then press enter. After the VM comes back up, you'll notice that you can dynamically adjust the resolution. You can drag the corners of the screen and even maximize it, and the resolution will change accordingly. This concludes our installation of Kali Linux. If you have any suggestions or advice, I'd be happy to hear it. Otherwise, hit me up on LinkedIn, like, or subscribe. Thanks for watching.